What's going on, everyone? Where is everyone? 97 people registered to attend tonight. We're sitting on 34, so we'll give it a little bit more time for everyone to come in. As usual, guys, if you are joining us, we definitely prefer it if you have your camera on so we can see your beautiful faces. Maddie, good to see you again, man. I haven't seen you in ages. Been a busy man. So most of these guys here know the drill. We usually wait for some stragglers to come in. For those of you that are new, we just usually give it, a few minutes at the start of every call just to let those guys in because we've still got people joining. No one knows how to be punctual in this day and age.
No.
But this is normal. Butterbeer, Jado. Butterbeer, mate.
CC and dry for me. Not that you can see me.
No, just a cup of tea. I like to have me cup of tea.
With his fake tea bag in there.
No. I actually haven't had a drink in ages. So how's everyone faring in the market today? Who shorted? Put your hand up. Who shorted? Yep.
Nice.
Good on you guys. Anyone would think you've learned something. Good stuff. Who longed? Anyone going to admit that? Anyone long? Yeah. Sean, did you put your hand up then? Yeah. Couple people longed. All right. Did you set stop losses? Tell me you've had stop losses. Sorry, just to be more specific, guys, I'm more so talking about Bitcoin than anything else. Sitting on the sidelines. That's not a bad thing.
Can't lose money sitting on the sidelines.
Good stuff, Graham. All right. We've still got a few people joining. Sorry, guys. Everyone's a little bit slower than usual.
Sitting on the sidelines like a little bit. Josh. Fucking pizza. How big's your glass, mate? What are you drinking? Don't tell me you've got the whole brewery there. Cordial. Right.
Jade calls bullshit.
That big
Joshy,
thing's cordial.
Yeah, not as big as mine, mate. Oh, you can't see it. Look at that.
Fucking cordial.
Fucking fruit cup.
I call bullshit.
All right.
Oh.
Well, we may as well get into it, eh? Let's move some screens around. Now, I'm using the TradingView client again. And last time I did this, if everyone remembers mid-lesson, it booted me out. So hopefully it doesn't do that again. But I'm just going to hide everything. Still got people joining. Who is that? Ben. Ben and Harley, 10 push-ups for being so late.
Bloody
10 minutes late, you get 10 push-ups. All right, I'll share my screen. Everyone can see my Bitcoin chart, can they?
Yep.
Sweet. All right, so I did post a chart the other day. I'm not sure if you guys seen it. Can you guys see the trade room there?
Yeah.
Yep. So yesterday I posted this in the trade room. And basically we're looking at a symmetrical triangle. and we've had a breakout to the downside. So I sort of said as we were approaching E that my bias is downside, but I did also say that it really was one of those could go up, could go down situations that you see every fuck knuckle on Facebook say. But at that point in time, it really was that case because of this key level, this equilibrium here that sort of runs right dead center of that symmetrical triangle. Can everyone see that?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if it had a touch that as support, then it would have been really easy for Bitcoin to break out to the upside and retest, and away she goes. I just didn't really feel like it had the strength behind it. And I've seen it more of a continuation symmetrical triangle. So far, so good for my trade. I'm sitting at about 120%. And we've had a breakout to the downside. We might, in my opinion, see a bit of a retest before we come down off some key levels here. But in saying that, it's not really looking very strong. I posted an update to the chart today, and basically I just said that this blue line here, if we close and stay below that on the 4 hour, I don't see it retesting up here. I think it's gonna drop. For those of you guys that were on the course that we run, can anyone identify the current chart, current candle pattern we're sitting at? Where's me chat button?
No. Oh yeah.
Dave just wrote black. Yeah, that's it, guys. 3 black crows. That's what I'm looking at. So what we might see is a little bit of a pullback, and then probably most likely continuation based on those 3 black crows, which is a pretty prime example of that just here. You've got 3 black crows and then continued pattern to the downside. So again, this is all laws of probabilities and statistics and all that kind of stuff. So you guys know the drill. But I'm looking at it going, well, this level at 32,639, if we stay below that, especially on this candle, then I see some further downside. Might see a couple of green candles, but very, very small ones. If we run some fibs over that, let's have a look and see how high we might get. See, that'd be a good retest zone if it did go to that 618 and retest some of those key levels up here. But again, I'm not really feeling very confident in it at this point with Bitcoin. And the other one I wanted to mostly have a look at today was Ethereum. So ETH, I've got a little bit of a rising wedge here. Probably looks a bit different to most people's, but I've just basically drawn this on the line chart. Not sure if you guys have run fibs over this yet or not, but I wish I looked at it a bit earlier because I would have shorted this for sure. But we can see exactly that point that it's hit is right on that 618, which is our retrace level. So, market structure's been down for a while. Market's been trending down for a while. We've had a pullback. We've hit that retrace zone. And, chances are, if Bitcoin especially keeps falling, we're going to see Ethereum come down and probably follow suit and break down out of that rising wedge. So that's my opinion on those two. The other thing I think you guys should keep in mind is Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance has been dropping. Now that usually means one of two things. So one, money's going into alts, which we've seen this last week, right? A lot of alts have been really, really pumping through the roof. I think that one of the biggest one was it AXS? Was that the one that you guys were watching earlier? AXS and Alice?
Yeah, that was one of them.
Just chomped, didn't it? So Bitcoin dominance has been down, but now that Bitcoin price is going down, alts are going down, dominance is seeing a little bit of a rise, but not much. So what I'm sort of looking at, I'm sort of going, well, people are going to start hedging into USDT. So that's something to keep an eye on. If we see Bitcoin dominance going down and alts going down, then that means usually people are moving their money onto the sidelines and out of the market. So that's the big guys basically saying that the market's going to go down. So definitely something to keep in mind. Anyone got any questions so far? Anything that I've said that no one quite understands just yet? We usually do a little bit of education and stuff in these as well, but we sort of thought we'd just jump straight into tonight and get stuck straight into the market scan. So that way we've got a little bit of time for you guys to throw some requests at us as well.
So how do you get the BTC dominance chart?
BTC.D. So if you just type that into your symbols, that'll show you the dominance chart. Just going to move my screens around here so I can see the chat bubble. And bloody hell, some of you are bloody camera shy, hey? You only got like 10 cameras on. Come on, guys. What's going on? So, as of anything I said so far, not making sense to anyone? I'll explain a little bit here as to why I entered this short. So again, we've got these key levels, which you can see circled here. This is basically showing a key level of resistance. So support and resistance, that I think we teach that in like lesson 2 in our trading course. So this is a pretty key level here. This is a symmetrical triangle following from a downtrend. So usually on Elliott wave theory, we look at that as a consolidating triangle, and that consolidation is usually something that either forms a bear flag or a bear pennant, which that's what I view this as, this symmetrical triangle, bearish pennant. It's played out the waves perfectly. It's broken to the downside. And like I said to you guys, I did put that in the trade room yesterday for you guys to read that. If you didn't see it and you want to check it out, you can. I put an update in there again today that just shows that breakout there. So I think it's pretty clear why I entered this short. And I also entered it with a pretty tight stop loss. Normally I'd put my stop loss a little bit higher, but if it did break out to the upside, I really didn't want to be risking too much capital on that trade. So that's why I kept my stop loss a little bit tighter on that than what I normally would. It closed below here. Like I said in the trade room today, I'm pretty confident that if we close below that, not only will I hit this take profit, but on a larger time frame for Bitcoin, I think we'll probably see this weekly and this 30,000, 29,000, 30,000 level tested pretty quickly. And a close below that would be quite fun to short, to be honest, because then I think 24K is probably the next big stop from there. So that could be pretty brutal. So overall market structure for me is we've created lower highs and now we've created a lower low. So market structure is changing and we're going back down. That's my opinion on it. Anyone got any questions on that? Let's have a look. Does the same TA apply to the Bitcoin dominance chart? Yes and no. It does. You definitely need to take it into consideration. The support and resistance levels are still the same. I've been trading using the Bitcoin dominance chart for years now, and it does work. Some people will tell you that it doesn't, but I mean, if I have a look at the history, I'm sure I've got some lines on here somewhere. Like there's a trend line there. Alt started pumping around the same time that trend line broke. So it does work. You just need to understand what those correlations mean. So like I said before, it means one of two things. If Bitcoin dominance is going down, either alts are pumping or people are hedging into USDT. So, and Skinner actually brought it up tonight just before we jumped on the call that gold is pumping, but the stock market's down. So you can kind of think of it in the same sort of sense that people are starting to hedge their bets. They're taking money out of the market and they're putting it in a safe haven. So, what do I have a go at you about, Cass? Oh, the camera. Yeah.
Yeah, not having my camera.
My stop loss is always tight. Liquidation price. Sorry, guys. I'm just reading through the comments for now, just making sure I don't miss any 618 fib still in play though. What do you mean, mate? On which chart are we looking at here? Bitcoin? What was that?
What the hell?
Who was that?
That was me.
What are you, Cass?
It was a notification. My daughter plays a game on my phone.
From 22nd of June to top. Okay, so do you mean from the bottom here to the top there? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, okay. Definitely could be, but the overall market structure you've got to look at here is this part. So if like we're forming a lower low here, so I would say the market structure is down. So I wouldn't be counting on that 618 to hold at all. I would say that if anything, this move is what played out from that Fibonacci level. So we've hit the 50. Probably even go here actually. Yeah, there you go. Look. So it has come down to that 618 level, and then it's had a bit of a bounce. That's its retrace point there, but instead of going up, we're consolidating. So I definitely wouldn't be counting on that as a area of support. Does that make sense, man? Yep, cool. All right. Might hand it over to Diz. Did you want to have a look at any coins, or do you want to start taking some requests?
I say we take some requests, mate.
Yeah.
I was going to do BTC and ETH as well, so that's
Pretty much
done.
You seeing the same thing I'm seeing then, or what?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
All right.
I had the rising wedge on ETH as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ETH's looking pretty beauty for a short, actually. Look, here we go. It's starting to break down now. I'm a little bit hesitant getting in it. Like I kind of don't want to wait for a retest here because I don't think it's going to happen. Like I think once it dumps, it's going to dump pretty hard. But I'm definitely not going to short from where it is now. So I might miss that trade, unfortunately. Is anyone in an ETH short at the moment?
No, I haven't.
On you, Jess. Where'd you get in at? What price? I just realised that's ETH BTC anyway. 2,300.
Nice work, Jess.
That's good.
You.
Let's bring up the USDT chart. Where are you?
Yeah, it looks pretty similar. It's broken out. I'm waiting for a retest, which, like you said, I don't think we're going to get.
Is that ETH USDT or ETH BTC, Jess?
I think it should be USDT.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too. Yeah, USDT. Yeah, good on you.
So I was hoping
Where'd
it'd
you get in?
retest the 50 in May.
2,300. So it's just off the. It's
She entered the double top.
Yeah.
Just before the breakout, the breakdown.
Yeah.
So what are you up to now then? You'd be up. What margin are you using? What leverage are you on? 10 buy?
20. 100.
100.
100 exit,
Yeah.
paper trading. That's all right. That's good though.
Good on you, Jess. Well done.
Yeah, awesome work.
Yeah. That's the way.
All right. What did it say? We had ADA, didn't we?
Ada and Alice so far. Or
Alice.
Who
who's
the
it?
fuck is Alice?
I wrote that in Discord today. No one got it except Pete.
I got it. I just didn't write it.
Everyone's going for the A's.
Yeah, Alice has gone ridiculous.
I haven't even looked at it. I've been watching you guys post about it though.
I caught most of the move, but then basically got stopped out overnight, which I was quite happy with, and then it pumped a bit more today.
Yeah, but that was just a big wick today.
Yeah, but it hit my initial target.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, yeah, your initial target was 6.6, wasn't it? 6.6?
Yeah.
Yeah, spot on. Nice.
I think a lot of alts are going to look like this, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm finding a lot of ascending wedges, bear flags being formed on the alts.
Yeah.
I'm just hesitant to enter a lot of them because I don't know how much Bitcoin's going to dump or if it's going to go sideways.
Bitcoin's going to dump, I reckon, 24 grand, bring it on. So that's sitting at 618 from, like, that's the golden pocket there from that previous pump. It's got a breaking trend, which, you know, that's neither here nor there for me at the moment until it goes below previous structure. So once we go below here, I wouldn't be entering short or long at the moment. I'd be waiting for confirmation around this zone here. If it finds that level as good level of support and Bitcoin bounces, then you could be looking at longs from that $1.29 area. But for me, I wouldn't be entering a trade in ADA at the moment.
Actually, can I share a chart? Most of you guys were on last week, and I did ADA for them last week, so I can show
Yeah.
them where we're at.
Go for it.
I'll quickly share mine.
I'll bring up this Alice as well while you're doing that.
Yeah. Right. So last week we were talking about ADA. Someone suggested ADA, so I charted ADA, and I still got all my lines and my bloody
Squiggles.
squiggles, Mr. Squiggle. So and I said if it bounces off this line, we'll go long, and if it retests under, we'll go short from down here. Now it did bounce off this line, but if you guys have got a trade plan that involves candlesticks, there will be no reason to long from here. All right. So, and you got to make sure when you look at your bull hammers, some people think that this is a bull hammer, right? It's not really a bull hammer. It's what we call a broken bull hammer. Okay. There's a little wick to the top. There's a big wick to the bottom. That's not a strong bull hammer. That's a broken bull hammer. It's got no power in it, right? So in this region here, so after it broke that let me just get rid of all that shit. And so there's a resistance line here. Now, when it broke up, some people would think that's a bull hammer. It's not. There's no bull hammer here. There's no engulf. There's no bull hammer here, and there's no engulf. So there's no reason to long this ADA to anywhere, right? You would be waiting for candlestick analysis, which we guys have taught you. We're looking for engulfs. We're looking for proper bull hammers, okay? So something like this is even a strong bull hammer, because there's no real wick to the top. It's just a wick to the bottom and then a nice big green body. Right next to it's another one. So no wick to the top. Then we can start longing to next market structure, which would be over here, right? But there's no reason to long after this resistance line got retested. So now what we're looking for is either a retest off here, or the next support area, which possibly be down there somewhere. So, you know, you can try and range trade it a little bit if it retests up here and comes down, or you're waiting for it to come down and then retest and then down here. So, or you can just go balls deep like Jess and short it now with no confirmation, although she had confirmation. So there you go, guys. There's whenever you trade, remember you need to add all the ingredients. There's candlestick analysis, there's your indicators, there's support and resistance. So it's all got to come together for you to actually take that trade. All right. So at the moment, ADA, you know, we're looking at that trend line, which is kind of been broken now, and a resistance line which is here, which has been broken also. So you would, from here, you could possibly take a short after a retest. If there's no retest, move on. You don't lose any money, but you don't get the trade, but you stay safe. That's risk management. Alrighty, that's me. So
Yeah, that's cool. I'll stop sharing. I'll share mine again. Okay, so Alice. Everyone's loving Alice. So I'll show you guys how to do this. Fib extension at the point of the change in structure. So we're going to run it from the first to the second. So from that very initial change, like that first bump to the first high, and then down to that first low. So we've got our Fibonacci extension here. You've got your daily resistance level. Hit that pretty bang on. Huge wick to the upside there. So that's bearish as hell. If I run my Fib retracement, future 618's been hit as well. I'd say where it is now, especially given that Bitcoin's just taken a big dive, this is a pretty good level to be shorting from, if I'm honest. Some pretty key levels here. We've hit the 361 Fib extension. Would have liked to have seen the 423 hit because that's a really good reversal zone for Fib extensions, but it almost made it. I'd say Bitcoin probably dragged that down a little bit. It probably would have hit that, but that's usually a really good reversal zone. But again, we've got confluence here of daily resistance, future 618. It's had a few attacks at it now, so I'd say it could be a pretty good short opportunity coming up here for Alice. I wouldn't be longing it at all. Look, it could do what crypto does, and it just keeps pumping and pumping and pumping, but don't FOMO into it, guys. Don't be silly. If you're not already in the trade, don't chase it. If anything, I'd be looking at shorting it, but I love shorting, so everyone knows that. So that's Alice. AXS, this thing has just been pumping hard. So I'm bringing this one up again. Look at that. Fucking hell. Just to show you guys, like this, it's had a big wick, big bearish wick on that last big daily candle, and now it's sitting at a daily doji. Again, don't bloody FOMO into this thing. Like this thing is bound to have a pretty big pullback, at least. So I'm looking for confluence here. So what I'm doing when I'm drawing my fibs, I'm looking for key areas of Fibonacci that also line up with key areas of support. Now, at the moment, it's in price discovery. Like this is all-time high. So, you know, you can only go off so much here, and I'd be betting on a pullback at least to that 382 Fibonacci level. So back to $10.75 there, and retest this previous high here as support. Well and truly overbought on the RSI. So again, those of you that aren't already in an AXS trade, wouldn't be getting in one. Wouldn't be longing, wouldn't be buying, and even if I was in the trade right now, I'd probably be looking at getting out of it. So if you're already in a long, if it were me, I'd probably be getting out of it.
Just got to be careful of it too, Dave. Like, don't go trying to pick tops, because there's a few times people trying to short it, saying, "Oh, it's had its run, I'm going to short now," and they just got stopped out within a couple of hours. So
in price discovery, guys, all you've really got to go off are things like Fibonacci extensions, Fibonacci, like future 618s, things like that. But then you've got your candlestick analysis. So on the daily is obviously the stronger one. Look at that. Like you've got a huge bearish wick here, followed by a daily doji. Like straight away, can anyone tell me what pattern that could be forming right now? Anyone? Bueller, Evening Star. Good job, guys. So on that, to see an Evening Star on the daily, that's bearish as shit. And not knowing in price discovery of any historic action at this level, it makes it really, really hard to start looking for those key areas. So anything in price discovery is hard to trade. I don't care how good a trader you are, it's hard to trade in those regions. I'd be looking for a pullback and then maybe looking at getting in longs, depending on what Big Biddy's doing. If Big Biddy by that point has had a bit of a bounce itself, well then, sure enough. But I'm actually going to set an alert here for myself, just above that. And I will be looking at some longs there when we hit that, based on what Bitcoin's doing. What else we got, guys? Throw something else at us. Geez, we're smashing it tonight, aren't we? Look how fast we're going. Alpha, BNB, Shiba, fucking Adam.
Ah, Skinner can do sheep.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Alpha. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's on the daily, so we've already missed a pretty good short there, straight off the bat. Yeah. It's a pretty big range. Yeah, we've missed a pretty good opportunity there. You've got some divergence. So I wish I'd looked at that earlier.
Which is playing out now.
Yeah, that would have been a beauty short. On the 4 hour, let's see, it is retesting. The underside here of this level of SNR. If we're looking back here, 4 hour level just there. So pretty much on a teetering point as well. Could see a little bit of a pump, but I don't see it. I see it coming back. We'll run some fibs from the last low. And we'll see if that lines up with anything back here. So what I like to do, just to make it a bit easier, that golden pocket, I just like to draw a little box there. And then I like to piss that off. Just makes it easier for me to see. And you can see here, like there's some liquidity in that area. Really nothing for me for alpha. I'd say it's probably at least going to come back. We've got the confluence of the golden pocket with this 50 EMA here, with some levels of support. So that's a pretty good area to fall back to. So, and that's not a coincidence, guys. These things aren't coincidences. What else we got? BNB, did you say? You feel free to jump in, guys. Anyone? If you just want to jump in and draw a chart.
BNB's forming a bear flag for me.
Yeah, it does look like it.
Or an ascending wedge.
Hey?
Ascending wedge there. Pretty much everything's starting to look bearish now that BTC is dropping.
Are there any alts that anyone's spotted that are outperforming BTC at the moment?
Sanders had a good run.
BNB sitting on that 50 EMA at the moment, so on the 4 hour, it is coming down to a pretty good daily support. Could be a long opportunity there. I'm going to put an alert in there as well, and depending on what happens with Bitcoin, it's too close to it. I don't see it playing it for a long at this point, not with Bitcoin being down like it is.
It just takes down everything with it. That's a problem. Like it's more of a gamble for the alt to.
If Bitcoin dominance was dropping at the same time, I'd be looking at that going, yep, that could be a pretty good long opportunity because that is a daily level of support there.
Yeah, it's basically broken down the ascending triangle and now retesting it. And
yeah. So
normally I'd long that.
Normally that's a brilliant trade setup. Yeah, that'd be perfect. But at the moment, I'd be very bloody hesitant entering based on Bitcoin.
Mm.
All right, what else we got? I want to have a look at sand now.
Bitcoin's still ranging though. Bitcoin hasn't broken out of the box.
Yeah, but I just think it will.
I'm not saying it won't.
I don't trust it.
Still in there.
I trust Bitcoin.
So I feel like there's a bit of luck with some of these alts. Like the TA works out, but then some of them just keep shooting off as well. Like it's a bit of a throw a dart at a board, and hopefully you catch one that does just shoot off.
It is a little bit like that, I think.
Yeah, like Sand, AXS, and a few others, and then there's other ones that look primed. They might play out 2-3% and then just go nowhere.
Yeah, sand is actually doesn't look too bad. I wouldn't be touching it at the moment, to be honest. It's just everything's too uncertain because of Bitcoin. What's that? 3 white knights. What's that on, Jade? Type faster, Jade. Sand, I think he's was on the daily. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, so even with 3 white knights, just like 3 black crows, you're waiting for a pullback before you enter it because it's sort of telling you that there's strength in that direction of the price going more in that direction. But at the moment, personally, again, just depending on Bitcoin.
The wicks are getting a bit too big as well, aren't they?
Yeah, look, that is pretty big, yeah. What do you reckon, guys? Would you enter a short or a long on this?
I wouldn't touch it.
Or are you staying out?
Neither would I. I wouldn't touch it.
Yeah.
No, the problem with the short for me is your stop loss needs to be above that last wick. So if you're doing even fibs targets, you're going to have a shit risk reward.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, yeah, I don't like shorting against FOMO.
I wouldn't touch that with Skinner's dick.
Jade said neither.
Too small anyhow.
You know, we're on a call, guys.
Yeah. But what is it? Friday or Thursday? It's Thursday.
NFTs. I've been following the NFT. I don't know enough about it, actually. I'd like to learn more about NFTs, but it's that's more the tech side of things. I don't really get into the tech of it. I just like to trade and make money. What have we got here, guys? Any more coins? One.
Oh, Verge. Seriously?
Verge.
Oh God! Don't shoot a cash, guys. All right. So one, we've got a rejection on resistance and the 50 EMA on the daily. So it's not looking good for one. Let's go down and look at the 4 hour. Could be an opportunity for a short retest. What do you reckon? If price action does come up again, where are we? Could be looking for a short sort of back on that level. Could be a short play there. What's that give you? 26%. That'd be pretty good, wouldn't it? But your stop loss is pretty bloody high with that. If you go on the 4 hourly, probably looking at entering around there. What do you reckon? I'm not confident in that, to be honest. I'd be careful trading any alts at the moment. Like at the moment, I'm in a Bitcoin short. I wish I caught that ETH short, and that would just about do me. I'd be pretty happy staying in just those two for now.
Yeah.
In saying that, you stand to make a lot of money, a lot of gains and percentages if you're shorting alts and Bitcoin and ETH dump. Like the alts will dump harder. So, it's up to you guys whether or not you're willing to take those risks and short some altcoins. I just prefer to stay with something that's got a lot of liquidity, like Bitcoin and ETH. I definitely would probably stay in the top 10 personally for me at the moment. Just stay with those coins that have got the liquidity behind it. Kind of the same as this time last week, really. Like Bitcoin was down. It had its pump the last few days, the last week or so. It's been choppy as up and down. It's had its pumps. I'm just not seeing any strength in it. So I think she's going down. What about you guys? What are you guys seeing? Anyone spotted anything juicy? No?
Should have done the call Friday night.
Why Friday?
Friday night was actually juicy.
Oh. Yeah, the weekend was all right this time, wasn't it?
Wasn't it, Pete?
Over the weekend. I don't trade weekends, so I didn't get into it. So I missed most of that.
You're on mute, Pete.
Oh, yeah. Green weekend was nice for once. Like, everything went nuts.
Yeah, it was good. Everything played out.
See, even that makes me a little bit uneasy. Hey, seeing a green weekend, that just doesn't compute anymore.
Yeah, it felt weird. I was hesitant at first.
It weirds you out, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It's fucking bad juju. Stay away from it. What's Theta doing? Let's have a look at Theta. I used to love trading this coin.
I started feeling uneasy Wednesday because the whole market was green. Everything was playing out. I'm like, this isn't going to end well. So I started putting tight stops and just closing out trades because I was expecting it to dump. It just took a bit longer and happened today.
Yeah, I just don't like trading weekends. Theta's looking actually pretty good compared to Bitcoin, isn't it? Theta hasn't really had too many big dumps. Like the last 4-hour candles aren't too bad. Like it's trending above the 50 EMA. It's in a range at the moment. It's at a higher high.
Yeah.
4 hour. Theta's actually looking pretty good. So
It's looking strong.
I've put an alert in there that you can see. I'll see if it reaches the top of that range, and I'll make a decision of what to do there. Whether it does this and has a breakout and a retest, or if I'm looking for shorts from that point coming up and then short it. But again, this is what I do, guys. I go through my list. I put alerts at key levels, and then I forget about it. I won't think about Theta now until I get an alert on my phone that says Theta. And that's how you get through your weeks without constantly thinking about what coins have I got to look at. Just set alerts, everyone. That one's going with Bitcoin. We just looked at Theta. IOST, that's going with Bitcoin as well.
Can you have a look at Ball?
You want to look at my what? Well, that's broken trend straight off the bat. You can see that. So it's following Bitcoin, 3 black crows, a little bit of a pullback underneath the 50 EMA. What are we looking at there? It's got a bit of support there. I hate using that tool. I much prefer the Ray. Oops. It's got some support there to come down to that could be bouncing off, but I think that 50 EMA will drive it down. With Bitcoin pulling it down, plenty of room to move down on the RSI. Trend is down. Yeah, I think that's going down. I don't see these retesting, guys. What do you think? What do you reckon? Do you see this? Like you look at Bitcoin, and you'd expect a bit of a retest of at least this region here, wouldn't you? Like there's a bit of liquidity there.
Yeah.
So it might come up and then continue down. But
I'm not feeling the strength.
me either. I'm not feeling it. I just
Yeah, same.
if you look at Bitcoin within the triangle there, like the second it's dropped, there's a couple of green candles the next straight after, and they're quite big over. This one's sort of nothing.
Yeah. And it's this 4-hour candle's already halfway done, and it's still struggling just to even get past this level. Like, you know,
That might be your retest.
yeah, that might be our retest. Yeah. If it doesn't break above there, it's definitely a good spot for some more shorts. That's for sure. If that's the retest that we get, which it kind of feels like that's all we're going to get at this point, doesn't it? Yeah, you're right, Vlad. A lot can happen in 2 hours, but a lot hasn't happened in 2 hours at the moment. So definitely keep an eye on it. I'm actually going to set an alert back at that level.
Yeah, I think that's the best idea. It's probably going to be a bit more of a 50, between the 38 to the 61, but I don't think it's going to reach the 61 on the fibs from down there. Yeah, I think 38 to 50 around there.
Yeah, well, that's where I've just put my alert on the 38.
Yeah,
That confluence there with previous SNR.
yeah.
So I'll draw the box there as well. Oops. Yeah, I'd say that's probably the range we're looking at, really. You guys following everything we're throwing at you at the moment? Sorry, I know we're sort of pushing through it pretty quick, but we wanted to make sure that we got enough content in for you this time. Yeah, yeah. So for those of you fellas that have joined, and ladies as well, of course, that have joined the trade room, this is the sort of stuff you guys are going to get at the moment 2 to 3 times a week. As of next week, we're going to start doing this. And then from there, we will move it up to daily. So we will do daily market scans every single day. For those of you that aren't in the trade room or don't even know about it, we haven't actually released it to the public yet. We have only released it to our students that have done our course. We will be releasing it to the public soon. But this is the sort of stuff that you can expect with our market scans, guys. It is going to be a little bit more to the point. There'll be a little bit less chit chat. We'll still have a bit of fun like we always do and have a bit of a laugh and bag each other out and whatnot. But we are going to try and make it just keeping it straight to the point, which is why we've done it this way tonight. Kept it sort of less educational, and a little bit more to the point of what its purpose is, and that's to sort of hunt for trades and sort of give our opinion and overview of the markets. So have you guys got any questions yet? You going to do the course, Daniel? everyone's on him. Do it. Next one starts 2nd of August, guys. We had to move it back for various reasons, but it does start 2nd of August. And you definitely won't regret it. The value for money for the course, I'm obviously a bit biased, but you're not going to get the type of stuff we teach for the value that we teach it at, like the price we teach it at anywhere else. Most people in the market, especially the Australian market, are charging 3 or 4 times what we're charging and providing probably less than half of what we provide. So definitely have a look at it at the very least. Course is a gateway drug. Let's go.
Monthly subscription for trading room available yet for Jess?
Not yet, Jess. Hopefully very, very soon. The reason for it, and this is why we haven't released the monthly yet, is there actually has to be, because we're linking the trade room website to Discord. And when a person joins or leaves the trade room, there needs to be an automation involved with adding and removing that person from private Discord channels. And to do that, it needs to be a bot. And our developer's actually building that bot as we speak. So that's the reason we haven't released it yet. And that's because it needs to have that level of automation there. But he's building it already. So it shouldn't be too far away. So hang tight, hang in there. Will I be likely to enter more shorts if that alert goes off? It will depend on my candlestick analysis at the time, mate. So if it's still looking pretty bearish, then yeah, definitely I'll be adding to the shorts. But if I'm on the fence, I'll just be leaving what I've got there now and letting that run. Ryan is right, yeah. Does the time of day make a difference? Yeah, normally around 2 a.m. I find. What do you guys reckon? 2 a.m. is usually where the Yanks sort of start to add a bit of liquidity to the markets. But
Yeah.
I hate being awake at that time. So I kind of just ignore it, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what time price hits certain levels. If it hits it, it hits it. It doesn't matter what time it happens at. You enter your positions. You know you don't have to be sitting there watching the chart and be there to enter that position. Like you can see this box here. If you guys want to enter a short, let's say for example, Jade, you're going to enter a short. You can put that order in now, right? You know that. So you can put your short position in there at 33,300 and your stop loss where you want to set your stop loss. If price goes up and then keeps going up and hits your stop, well, it hits your stop. That's what trading's all about. That's the risk you take. As long as you're mitigating that risk with a clever stop loss, nothing that's silly, then you're not going to lose much money. But if the trade does go your way and it hits that point and then continues down, well, you've made money in your sleep. It doesn't matter if it happened at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. You wake up in the morning and you got some green numbers on your Binance app. That's like one of the best feelings in the world, I reckon.
It's awesome.
Yeah, when you wake up and you're in the green, and it's brilliant. But you don't have to be sitting there watching it. So it really doesn't matter what time of the day this stuff happens, to be perfectly honest, Ian.
And if you watch it, you'll probably get more emotionally involved than what you need to be.
Yeah, 100%. If you watch your trade, it always goes in the red. Yeah, it usually does, because you're not picking bottoms and tops, remember? No one's going to pick a perfect bottom or a perfect top. You can see here, this trade that I've got in, I didn't get the very top. I don't expect to. If you ever see anyone saying that they always pick tops and bottoms, they're full of shit. I could name a few, but I won't.
Yeah, me too.
All right. You guys want to add anything? Have you got any other coins that you guys have been watching? No, I'm not going to name anyone, Leroy. You're such a rebel, mate. Such a rebel.
Yeah, I don't really see much at the moment. I'm just sort of staying out of the market, waiting for an entry, whether it's short or long.
I'm basically just doing what you're doing. I'm waiting for that retest on BTC to happen, and from there I'll be looking. I'm thinking like a 50% pullback, 40 to 50% pullback.
On this move here?
Yeah, on that move there. Yeah.
You reckon it'll go 50 even?
Oh, I think it could. I think it could wick to 50.
Yeah, it could wick to 50. It wouldn't be a very big wick for it to do that. So definitely.
I'm more interested in ETH. Because at the moment, there's an evening star forming on the daily off the 50 EMA with this breakout. So if that closes that way, it's going to look pretty good for a short.
Yeah. What are you looking at here, Pete?
So go to daily. That.
Oh, yeah. A big bear in golf.
Yeah, like there's a level of resistance there, 50 EMA lining up. If that closes like that, it's a nice evening star. Like it's all lining up.
Yeah. Yeah, good on you, Pete. That does look good on the daily.
So even if you enter just after that daily candle down to 1,700, that'd be a 2-to-1 trade or something, maybe 1-to-5.
Yeah, where's that going to take us to, you reckon? Where's our next key level after there?
2. Maybe.
Yeah, around 2. And next after that's probably all the way down to 17.
That's the range I'm looking at, 1,400. we're on the daily here, but
Yeah.
No, I agree. There's in between the 14 and the 2, there's 1700.
yeah, that's where it's hit here. I was just saying, where's our next below that?
Yeah.
Like if this is forming, lower high continuation down and sees that pattern play out, how far are we going to go? And I'm looking here, 1400.
$80.
$80.
I'd love to get in there again.
Yeah.
Back to
Maybe.
back to where it was. What, a year ago? A year and a half ago.
That'd be gold.
To this day, that's still my best trade. To this day, he's at $80.
I think it'd be hard to match that again, Dave.
Hey,
I think it'd be hard to beat that one again.
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Oh, you're all bulls.
but as if I'm bearish as. But to see Ethereum at $80 again, that'd be like seeing Bitcoin at $3,000 again. Possible, but probably not very probable. What trade was that, Dave? I've got in on ETH at $80. So I bought a big bag on spot and longed at $80 on ETH. So the best trade I've ever done in my life. Kat, most of it over your head. That's all right. That's what we're here for. We're here to teach you. If you've got any questions, like as these guys, they can vouch for it. Like if anyone ever needs any help, all you got to do is reach out to us. We definitely do it more in the Discord because Facebook's just full of dickheads. There's about 50,000 dickheads in Facebook and 5,000 really cool people. So if you're not in Discord, definitely jump in because that's where you're going to get the most support. And you can always ask us questions about the markets, about trading. If you want to ask us questions about the course, you can. More than happy to answer questions. I think we are going to do a bit of a AMA and a bit of a information session on what our course provides. We'll probably do that maybe at the start of next week. So if you want to jump on that, then we can definitely put something together for you guys that haven't done the course yet and want to know a little bit more about it. But this is what we teach you. Like these basic levels, like these blue lines that you're seeing horizontal, that's lesson number 2, I think it is, SNR. Like you learn that in the very second lesson, and this is the main thing I use to trade. Like it's so basic.
We've also got a ladies channel in Discord. But just Discord as a whole is a safe place to ask any question that you want. There's no wankers there. So
Yeah, and if they were, they get kicked out anyway. So
yeah. And the guys and girls that have done our course, are so willing to help everyone else, It's a good place to be. Yes, it's wanker free.
Wanker free. I'll make that our slogan. TCD Discord, wanker free.
that actually wouldn't be too bad,
You know what my favourite slogan is in the whole world? Remember that Kenny movie that plumber did? He's like, we're number 1 with your number 2s. That's the best slogan I've ever heard in my life. Oh, sorry.
It's what?
The best slogan I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, what was the slogan?
He's a plumber.
Yeah.
Sean, you listening? He's a plumber. He says, we're number 1 with your number 2s.
Oh.
Oh, best dad joke ever. Yeah, need to say it with a lisp, yeah. All right, guys, I think that's just about it for tonight. We'll definitely do more of these market scans. Probably look at doing it at least once a week for free for everyone in the Facebook group, Discord, anyone that wants to join us. You can invite your friends if you like. All you got to do is share the link and they register. As you know, we keep it to 100 people. If we get 500 people, it's just way too many questions and we get bombarded. and it's just too much for us. So next time, like I said, if you want to invite some friends and you can, we'll probably do it once a week. But Trade Room, like I said, in the Trade Room, which we're going to release to the public over the coming weeks, we're going to do this. We will be building up to every single day, but to start with, it'll be 2 to 3 times a week. We'll have a pretty good look at the market and help keep things on the pulse. Trade Room monthly plans will be up and running ASAP. I promise. I'm pushing and pushing and pushing our developer for that. He's getting shitty at me about it, so I've got to stop pushing him for at least 24 hours and give him a bit of a rest. But it'll be released ASAP. I promise. That's my main focus at the moment. We've got some pretty cool features already that we're upgrading and rolling out to the Trade Room as well. So for those of you that are already in it, one of the ones that's coming up is obviously everyone's got the ability to share charts. That's the whole purpose of it. But you can share them privately. So if you don't yet feel comfortable sharing your charts to the public, which there's no reason not to, because as you know, it's an awesome supportive community in there. If you're not feeling comfortable, you will have a box that you can tick soon where you can just share it privately, where myself and the rest of the TCD team can still see it. So we can still provide you with feedback and give you that support and that continued education. But no one else will be able to see it. And then if that can then build your confidence so that when you're ready, you can start sharing your charts with the public as well. So, because you can't actually edit your charts, which is by design. So once you've shared a chart, it's there. You can't edit it. And that's to help keep you guys accountable and keep the whole community transparent and honest. And that includes us. So we can add updates to our charts, but we can't actually edit it. So there will be that feature there for you guys as well. And there's a few other pretty cool features coming, which we'll tell you about soon. All good?
Actually, that's what I meant
What?
when I asked the question. Not to be able to like update, just add comments to the comment section for the other guys.
Yeah, that's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's another feature. So you'll be able to add comments, pictures, and things like that when you're commenting on other people's trades. And then there's also going to be a reputation. So at the moment, you can mark people's trades. You can give people 5 stars for a trade and things like that. And what that'll do is over time, that'll build up reputation points for that trader, and you'll be able to follow your favorite traders, whether it's a TCD team member or a fellow student or Trade Room user. It won't matter. You'll be able to follow anyone you like pretty soon, and then you'll get notifications when that person posts the chart. And then those charts will build reputation points. And because you can't edit the charts, the reputations are based on public votes, which means that if a trader, for example, if Leroy the Rebel has a really high reputation, there's a reason for it, and it's been voted by you guys, and that's fixed. So that feature is coming as well. But as Trade Room, as we roll it out to more and more people, and it grows bigger and bigger and bigger, and more people are using it, obviously, every single person that joins the Trade Room is adding value. So each and every time someone joins, the value of the Trade Room is getting higher and higher, because it's another person's opinion on the markets and sharing their charts and all that sort of stuff. So it's pretty cool. I'm loving it.
It is pretty cool, I must admit.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to head off and have a second dinner because I'm still hungry. We'll see you guys on here if you want to join us for the next market scan next week. We'll see the Trade Room guys on some more market scans next week as well. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. Who was it? Was it Kat? Was it? Or is that the name? Yeah, Kat. If you're not in Discord, make sure you jump in so that you can have a bit of a look at it. It's pretty easy to use once you get used to it. And we'll see you guys in there. All right.
See you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
If you have any questions at all, feel free to message me as well. Thanks, guys.